Hey girlfriends, welcome to Sister Girl Second Act. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sheila, and here we celebrate the lives of women over 60 through recipes, simple recipes, stories, self care techniques, and then I end with a nice affirmation to help you get through your week. I know I missed last week, but I'm telling you, with everything that's been going on, oh my goodness, I needed to take a woosa moment, to just like inhale, exhale, and let it go. Then, as I was trying to do my filming, I lost some of my footage. And I was like, you know what? This must be a sign. I'm not meant to do that this week. So I just chucked it up and I said, I'll just hold it off for this week. But today's topic is living and thriving solo. Let me put it this way: living solo and thriving. Yeah, after 60. Yeah, that's what we're going to call it. But first, you know what to do. Go get something to drink, a snack. Come on back and we'll get started, okay? All right. So let me get on my glasses and take a look at my notes. And yeah, living solo, thriving at 60 and beyond, over 60. Oh my goodness. So we're going to talk about something that's becoming increasingly common and really increasingly fabulous. And that's living solo as a woman in her 60s and beyond. Now, some of us may have chosen this path, and others, it may have chosen it for us. But regardless of how we got here, we're here. And I believe that this chapter can be one of the most fulfilling yet. At least it has been for me. We've all heard the whispers, haven't we? I mean, haven't you heard somebody say, oh, you're living alone at your age? Sometimes it comes with pity. Sometimes it comes with the eyebrow raise, a little side eye. But I say, let's rewrite the script and let's talk about the power at this stage of life. Think about it. We've raised families, we've built careers, we've nurtured friendships, we've learned, we've grown, and we've earned this time. Time to focus on ourselves, which is the big initiative behind I Choose Me series, which I named for this year's, content. So what does that mean for all of us? It's different for everybody. Maybe it's finally taking that trip you've always dreamed of. Maybe it's learning a new language or simply just enjoying the quiet day. Maybe it's rediscovering or learning a new hobby. Just sitting in quiet in your home without having to compromise with anyone about anything, from TV to what we're having for dinner, etc., etc., etc. The beauty of living solo at this age is the freedom. Can you say that? Freedom. The freedom to set yourself, your own schedule, to pursue your passions, to create a space that truly reflects how you are. My space that I have truly reflects me. I'm changing it up all the time, but it's about me. You can tell that I live here. I know it's not always puppies and rainbows. I guess that's what they say, but there can be challenges. Maybe it's dealing with repairs around your home or navigating social situations alone. And maybe occasionally loneliness does set in, or I would say the pity moments. These are real and we shouldn't dismiss them. But on the other hand, we're also increasingly resourceful. We've learned to handle a lot in our lives. We can share tips, offer support, and remind each other that we're not alone in this, because you're not. Look at all of the strength, resilience, and wisdom that we've built up over the years. We've learned from good and bad experiences, and now we can use that strength to create a life that's rich and meaningful. Living solo does not mean being isolated. It means being independent. It means being in control of our own lives. It means having the opportunity to truly discover yourself, to discover joy. So, let's embrace this chapter. Let's celebrate our independence and our strength and our wisdom and support each other and create a community of a thriving solo women, because over 60 is the best yet to come. So tell me in the comments below, what are some of the challenges and how you overcame them? And what about the joys discovered in living solo? I would really like to hear from you. I know with me, I've set out in a whole new direction as far as like, this is a year I finally want to travel. I went ahead and stopped procrastinating, and I got my passport, and there's just different things that I want to do, rediscovering joys that I did when I was younger, going back as far as college, and I'm so excited. I'm content. It's so nice to be able to go out into the world that's maddening right now and come home to a nice, chilled, quiet home, where there's nobody except for me and my pets, and they keep me entertained, believe me. But it's just nice, and I don't think I would give this up for anything in the world. Of course, I'm not saying that, this does not exclude as far as relationships go. That's not even in this conversation, because that's a whole separate thing. But I'm just talking about living and surviving on your own without having to depend on someone. That's what we're talking about. And I understand that the new norm soon is going to be aging in place, where instead of as you get older or as your health declines, you would normally go into a nursing home or rehab center or residence, something like that. But now they're coming to terms with how expensive it is, and a lot of people have started to do it already as far as aging at home, where they bring in home care, home health care to you. I think that's wonderful. I think there's less stress, and it's especially on your pocket. It's crazy as insurance is getting as well. So, and I think it just keeps you more attached to reality. You know what I mean? So now we'll talk about a couple of self-care tips, not too many, because I don't want to keep you long today. A couple of self-care tips are: number one, nurture your physical vitality. I'm talking about walking, exercise, maybe a yoga class or two, dancing to your favorite songs, aerobics, and so on and so on and so forth. Get moving, okay? Don't be sitting around and being a couch potato all day. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Because things start breaking down when you're not moving. So it's best to just like keep up what you normally do, and you can do it with a friend, a neighbor, a family member, whomever, or you can just do it by yourself. I mean, they've got videos where you can look and download them, and some of the gyms even have where you can participate in group exercise via video. So that's pretty cool too. Number two is nourishing foods. Prioritize your fruits and veggies, lean proteins, whole grains. Explore new recipes or cooking techniques. And I hope that I provide that when I share a recipe. My recipes are so easy, and now I've gotten to the point where also I'm starting to just use what I have at home. I have a little thing that I like to call use what you have. Instead of rushing to the store or ordering from the store to pick up ingredients for the recipes, I try to use what I have. In the meantime, I'm also in the background saving and building up my inventory of food, because we don't know what's going to happen. We know that prices are going up, and they have gone up, but it's not something new as far as stocking up on food. All the people that have been through or lived through the Depression, they know what I'm talking about. You've got to get resourceful, and you've got to become frugal. Also, prioritize sleep. Get at least 7 to 9 hours each night. Try to. And to do this, I would suggest creating a relaxing bedtime routine. Don't fill yourself, and I'm guilty of this too. I will sit there and watch, movies on top of movies on top of movies, or sometimes I'll be online. And you really need to start to wind down and get off of that. And they say don't have a TV in your room, but it's like I've always had one in there. It's not always on, but when I am, I get addicted to watching certain movies, and no, so I need to learn how to detach a little bit more and try to go to bed. I'm classically a night owl, but when I have to work, I do go to bed, before midnight. So that's a good thing. But try to prioritize your sleep and come up with a routine that works for you. Also, let's see, what else do we have here? Regular wellness checks. Make sure you stay in touch with your primary care physician if you have one. Stay ahead of your health, because when things start going wrong, or you just minor aches and pains and you're not doing anything about it, it could be something that could be avoided if you have your regular checkups. I know some of the health plans have where they come into your home and do a home visit and do your wellness checkup, and that's very helpful as well. But just stay on top of it, because you don't want something as minor as you might have maybe arthritis or something, the early stages. You want to be on top of that, okay? And then we have mindfulness and meditation every day. That can reduce your stress, improve your focus, and enhance emotional well-being. I can't tell you how much that I enjoy journaling in the morning. I have a gratitude journal after I go into meditation, and I'm just so thankful for everything that I have. It's just I just feel like there's just more and more and more, and the more that I'm grateful for, the more positive things are happening for me. And I'm just I just can't tell you. The bottom line is, you don't need someone around you every single part of the day. It is so nice, like I said, to be able to come home from the chatter of the world and come home into your own quiet space. It's so relaxing. I think it's therapeutic, and it's great because I can have company when I want to have company. It's just the freedom. There's nothing wrong with it. Some people can't do that. They can't afford to live alone, and that's probably another subject in itself. But we're talking about us here. Those of us that can and can thrive and enjoy it and look forward to a new day. So I guess you're wondering, what is our recipe? I told you I wasn't really going to keep you too long today. I've been getting into a lot of soups lately. I just don't know. I noticed that I'm down to maybe 2 meals a day, and which means my body's fasting from after 7 all the way through maybe about 12 the next day, or 1, and then I have lunch and dinner. So soups have become paramount for me as far as, do you hear that crunching? Guess who that is? You know who that is, right? Let me let you look. Macy Gray. Say hi. Say hi, Mace. May. Say hi. Didn't I tell you, every time I get on, he has to jump up here, and that's the time when he wants to eat. Now, he's been sitting in the other room for hours and hours and hours. As soon as I turn this on, this is when he wants to come up, and you just hear this little crunchity crunch. The other one should be coming back through here soon as well. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so today is going to be, I was going to do a wedding soup, but I think I want to put some tortellini in it. So it'll be of stuff that I already have in my refrigerator, which is what I want you to get used to doing. Don't just buy ingredients that you use for one particular recipe. Buy items that you can use in several different recipes, so that you know, it lasts long. It'll go through. You know, you shouldn't have to go to the grocery store every single week, or even stretch it out 2 weeks. You know, try to have as much as you can in home and use up what you have. Get creative with it. Sometimes it's just about throwing in anything. So that's what we're going to do today. I have some tortellini. I have carrots that I usually keep vegetables and stuff. I noticed that I'm eating more vegetables and stuff now too. It's like I am afraid to buy packages of meat because I don't know what's in them. I mean, with all this stuff, it's like I don't know. I didn't intend to become a vegan, although I do have adopted some things, like for example, the milk. I'm into my almond plant milk, plant-based milks now. I haven't gone back to whole milk since. No, not doing it. And I just experienced vegan butter the other day. It's okay. You know, that's going to take a little bit getting used to, but I'm going to play around with it and see what I can do as far as trying to bring the flavor up. That's what I do. Every time I get something, I just bring it up and play around with it to the way that I like it. But that's how cooking is. You take and make it to the way that you like it, your taste. So yeah, we're gonna have a tortellini. I'm gonna put a little bit of meatballs in there, which is a combination from a veal, chicken, and turkey. And just make some little meatballs and throw them in this. And it's something that you can freeze. And it's great for packing for lunch for the rest of the week, or for dinner. Have some with some nice soft bread, which I made over the weekend. I made some bread as well. Most of it's gone because I had company, but yeah. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go over here to the sink, wash my hands, and then we'll get started with that, okay? So these are some of the ingredients that I'm using today. We've got some lemon pepper, some crushed red pepper, basil, some adobo seasoning. I got some sage. I have some garlic, minced garlic, a little bit of olive oil. I didn't want to bore you with cutting up the carrots and onions. Then I'm using this for my broth, which is a chicken bouillon. And then I have here where I'm going to be making my meatballs. Be very cognizant of where you buy your meat and poultry from. It's really important. You know, I would rather pay more and know that I'm getting a good quality of meat, fish, and chicken versus just buying just brand, you know, just going into random supermarkets getting stuff. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get these meatballs done first. Then we'll add them to the broth. Okay, so I'm going to start off by putting a little bit of lemon pepper in there. Now, for most of you that know me, I am not a recipe-driven cook. I'm used to taste as I go. The only time I'm pretty precise is when I'm baking. And then I'll just, you know, follow the measurements directly. We got some sage in here. Put that little bit of that in there as well. The basil leaves. Some of that as well. Meatballs. I always put those in my meatballs. Some adobe. Put some of that in here. Did I leave out anything? A little bit of breadcrumbs. And I love to put cheese in my meatballs. And yeah, I know I got the tortellini, but I love cheese. So I'm putting some in my meatballs. Okay. Oh, so I'm going to go ahead and mix this up together. Always put an egg Continue, meatballs. As I said, I am not a recipe-driven cook, so just go as I go. I can see I need more seasoning, and I'm not going to use all of this. What I'm going to do is save the rest of it for another dish. So that would be like 2 dishes or more from 1 pack of this. That's what I'm saying. Just stretch your stuff. You know what I mean? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put some olive oil in my pot. Heat this up. Okay. And I'm going to wait for that to heat up, and start off with a little bit of minced garlic. I don't know, I just got to the point where I'm tired of dicing up garlic all the time. So I just rather make it as easy as possible. And buy it in the jar. For a few minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my broth to it. I'm going to put 2 of these. Actually, I'm using 2 packets of the Goya stir it up. And I'm going to add 1 more. And I'll let this come to a boil. Okay, it's boiling now. I'm going to go ahead and add my tortellinis. And I'm going to place my meatballs in there. I prefer putting my meatballs directly into my broth mixture rather than browning them in the oven. I just think it makes for a more tender meatball. Put those in there. And I'll go ahead and let this boil for a few minutes. Also, I need to go ahead and add my spinach. I have frozen spinach. It's cut up, and I'm going to go ahead and add that as well. this come to a boil. Taste it, and then it's done. Let me put the top on it. Oh, yeah, delicious. You gotta try this. And remember, you do not have to have a step-by-step recipe. Practice. You will get the hang of this. It's called use as you go cooking. Use what you got cooking, sorry. Okay? And our affirmation for today is I am strong, capable, and thriving on my own terms. Thank you for joining me today. Please have a safe and wonderful rest of your weekend and upcoming week.